Okay, let me talk a bit about some of the thinking behind this collaborative government. Government as a platform, I think, has been mentioned in great deal, the power of the platform. And that's because, my goodness, the data is a tsunami. The word used of tsunami has grown tremendously. And it's not just data as we understand data to be. It's something called metadata as well. Today, do you know, apart from your wife and your husband, do you know there are other people that know you are in Suntec right now? Unless you're not carrying a mobile phone. The telco has all this information because of the metadata. It's changing the world. In fact, the new camera that you take a picture is no longer an image like 10 years ago. It has geographical location. It knows the time and the date where you are taken, and so on and so forth. When you post it in the web, it's no longer an image, it's a record that can be processable. So while you go shooting here and there, if there's a terrorism act going on, the police will call you for your photos, They'll be very useful. So data has just grown out of the world. And because of this, I think the government is in a fantastic position to really organize itself as a platform. And the power of platform is already proven. I think if you have an iPhone, you can see how Apple have done this. Just create a platform, over 100,000 fantastic applications that was in the App Store. What does it cost Apple? $0. But Apple took 30% of all the revenue. I heard with the version 4.0, it's taking 40%. Billions of dollars. And the citizens all become their developers at zero cost. What a fantastic model. And government is in a very good position to actually provide a platform, because we can not only provide a platform, we can have data and encourage apps, as you can see David in his US has done. And together with this, I think business analytics will come in a very big way. Business analytics. And Anders has told you, it's not easy. It's not easy at all. But it's such a powerful tool. And we think that geospatial information, together with textual information, mashed up, location-aware sensors, metadata, together with motion and visual analytics, is a powerful combination to change the whole place. I think that's the way that we are heading. And today, I think in Singapore, we are really going overdrive in ensuring that data is released within government and as well as to the private sector. And in the midst of also looking at how we can collaborate with the private sector to really put up very useful applications in areas which I think they are in a far better position, far better creativity and knowledge to really put up value services. Next, I thought a bit on the ubiquitous presence, on the services that government provide. It's going to change too. We are in the midst of what we call the next generation broadband that is rolling out and will complete in 2012. All homes will be equipped with broadband that is from 100 megabits all the way to 1 gig. And do you know what's the wholesale price of 100 megabits broadband? It's less than US $20. It's open to all service providers. That's because of the strategy of layering, separate layering of the network from the wholesaler, and thus opening up a level playing field and create innovation and creativity across the country. This will change the whole landscape because from telemedicine, video conferencing, learning, and so on and so forth. Everything will change because of the broadband. And IDA is working with MDA, the Media Development Authority, to form what we call NIMS, the Next Generation Multimedia Application Services, to set standards and maybe for once to have a single setup box rather than so many boxes in the homes, so that all these could proliferate to all homes and businesses without all these encumbrances. On the wireless side, the wireless at SG, 7,500 hotspots, 1 megabit speed has been set up, and with the coming, the future impending arrival of 4G or LTE, here again, even the wireless space is going to undergo tremendous transformation. Mobile government, 2020, as predicted, the mobile device will be the predominant device. We have rolled out over 300 mobile services. And moving forward, we are concentrating on the rich client kind of applications. But we have to bet on the winners, a few winners like iPhone, Android, and so on. With all this infrastructure, we can even give each citizen a mailbox to channel all government communication. Of course, we will work with the private sector as well, because they don't just receive communication from government. And then we will put a trusted repository where they can have trusted documents. There was a saying, in the past, they say if your house is burning, please rush inside and take out all your documents, because that is very important. So I think with this, they don't have to risk their life anymore. And of course, transaction, they want to know where is the status right now. As I mentioned, if you can get it from FedEx, you should be able to get it from government as well. And social media, a whole lot of social media. Today you can write all kinds of things in a newspaper, but in the end they still look at YouTube to look at what happened. The recent Israeli incident on the ship, there are many versions, but in the YouTube, all the videos are there. People will go there and they will make up their mind. So the idea here is the government needs to be reaching out to the people in the most convenient, appropriate mode. To be in a position where it's virtually anytime, anywhere, any mode. And with all this bandwidth going on, you need not have counters that is only in certain location in the city where people have to travel. You can have kiosks or virtual counters so that the citizen just need to go below. And guess what? The person who is serving the citizen can be anywhere. Can be what I call Minister of Home Affairs. Not the minister looking after the country, but minister looking after the home, a homemaker who is skilled, who can work half the day, tapping on resources that would otherwise have been unused. And then to build infrastructure within government itself, it has to start from within. So the intranet will give way to what we call a new generation of collaborative intranet that will link public officers together, that will foster a collaborative kind of environment. They have to start from within to get the culture, to get the mindset right. This new generation, the new Masterplan, is really not about technology. As you say, it's a matter of getting the mindset, get the people ready. And the rest of the infrastructure, we have a project called So Easy, which standardize all the network and below equipment, PC network, notebooks, messaging. Here the idea is to centralize things pertaining to security, resilience, standards and so on, compliance, so that the agencies can focus on the business and not be laden with all this. And so far it has proven to withstand quite a lot of cyber attacks very well. But of course there are plenty of room to grow. Cloud has been identified by Gartner as the #1 trend in 2010. Here in the cloud, actually, as HCS has mentioned, we have been involved in the cloud in a big way years ago. Except at those times, in the early part of the 2000s, there was no mention of cloud. The term haven't come in. All we know was white cloud and black cloud, sunshine and rain. But what happened was actually we have built a platform as a service from which we develop application in a very rapid mode. And then we have more than 2,000 software as a service where we buy one but shared. And all shared on what we call the utility business model. So over the years, we have built this PAS and the SAS to more than 80 agencies have been using it, millions of transactions. But what we have not done is to look at the infrastructure as a service. So I think over today, I think many countries as well are looking into this. And here, there's a lot of challenges as well. The challenge of security, resilience, and so on. So it's an area, it's a journey that we'll take, and it's a journey that I think we can even collaborate with other countries to see how to handle such challenges. We will continue to focus on the software as a service and shared services. So here, example of shared services is one that's used by almost every agency, which is the HR, the finance. So in this case, we use SAP. Instead of letting every agency buy their own SAP, we bought one SAP, one instance, all share. Of course, it is extremely challenging. We never know there's 33 ways to apply leave, 33 leave forms. So we have to standardize to one. That is extremely painful. But that is where you reap dividends. Today is 30% more efficient, and a whole lot of processes and so on are streamlined. And moving forward, I think there's a lot of room to grow from here. So in the area of business analytics, which is so complex, I think the shared services will play a big part to propel business analytics in. Because there will be new areas that we'll be learning, so we have to set up what we call committee of practices, and where applicable, we will use shared services to help all the agencies to come in.